Come along with me as I take you behind the scenes or Get Social Smart Mastermind. So Paul and I arrived the day before, got checked in at the beautiful Bellagio. Here is a view of our amazing suite that we were at. And this year we decided to do things a little bit differently. We rented out an amazing luxury suite because we knew we were going to have a smaller group, which we are so excited about having a smaller group to be really intentional. But before we met up with the group the next day, of course, we had to take a little sneak peek into the Christmas and the holidays at the Bellagio. You guys, there's nothing like the holidays at the Bellagio. After that, we headed out to dinner, got a great quick bite to eat, yummy hamburger, yummy fries, and then of course had to head over to the Hello Kitty Cafe. If you know, you know, like I'm a huge Hello Kitty fan. So we took lots of selfies, had some treats, and then got back to the room, got everything set up for the mastermind, which was going to start the next day. I loved like stuffing the swag bags. I've got lots of stickers and goodies and notebooks. So much fun. There I am running around. It's one of my favorite things I love to do. And then that night we had left at the Bellagio, met up with our speakers, awesome, Marguerite Martin, Christine George. They are just freaking fantastic. Love them. Headed over across the street. We walked across the street to Beer Park, which is at Paris. And we were a little bit nervous about walking over there because F1 was about to start. But we made it over there and it was amazing. They took such great care of us. The chips, the salsa, the pretzels, the food, the Caesar salads, the hamburgers, everything was just awesome. I can't say enough good things about Beer Park. And it was just so fun to see everyone. Lots of hugs, lots of selfies, such great views. You guys, it's right across the street from the Bellagio. So the views are impeccable. On the way back, of course, we had to catch the Bellagio water show. Got a really good view of the show. It's one of my favorite parts about the Bellagio. Next day, up and early, and we had breakfast catered from the Bellagio. This is one of the reasons we host in Vegas is because the catering, the food service, the hospitality is really, really off the charts. With some great conversation happening in the morning before we kicked the day off, and then we got the day started. Marguerite Martin really got us started. She's one of our keynote speakers. She's a dear friend. She's an amazing coach, amazing marketer, and she has such a great way of helping people figure out their 5-year plan and then break that down to a 1-year action plan. She had us on our feet. She had us expanding our minds. She was pushing us. It was friggin' awesome. Took a little group photo before lunch. And then after lunch, we had Christine George, who really dug into marketing and branding. So Marguerite really focused on our 5-year plan, 1-year action plan. And Marguerite really dug into prospecting, marketing, and really talking about the different areas of your business. She had some really awesome examples of different agents and brokers from all over the world, which was fantastic. And then I finished up the day starting to really dig into how to map out your 12-month content plan. You guys, I've been teaching this for years and years, and every time I teach this at the Mastermind, we reinvent it because every year is different. Things change, right? What was true a few years ago is definitely not true now. So I really started to lean in and talk about, where do I see 2026? I see 2026 as the year of the niche, the year that we really lean into who we are and who we're not, who do we want to work with, and also sharing our niches in our life, right? What do we love to do? What's our personality? And I started to really dig into my big concept of having one idea a month. If you can focus on one core idea every single month in your business and then extrapolate that with all of your content, that's the name of the game. We finished the day, you guys, with this amazing sunset. Like, look at this. This was absolutely amazing. It was pouring the whole day. And so to see this incredible sunset, it was like such an awesome gift. So there were lots of selfies, lots of pictures, lots of videos. And then we headed out of the Bellagio to the Forum, to one of my favorite places in Vegas for dinner. And that is Carmine's. If you've never been to Carmine's, oh my gosh, come with an empty stomach because they serve everything family style. And we didn't quite remember that as we ordered because there was so much food on the table. The garlic bread, the pasta, the chicken, the seafood, like we were not going hungry that night. It was awesome and just so great to celebrate with everyone. There's a big group selfie of our amazing crew. Next morning, up and early, up and at 'em for day 2. This was our second full day, and I spent the big half of day 2 really digging into video. We did a hands-on video lab, and you guys, this was so much fun. I had my phone out. We were digging in. We were creating content. We were talking about content that converts. We were talking about B-roll. We were talking about green screen. Just all the different types of content that you hear about and you wonder like, okay, how are agents actually creating that type of content? And how can I do it quickly and easily? And this was so fun because we are in a small group environment. So it's so amazing to be able to help people really walk through, and everyone's at different levels. and, really help them do that editing, do that content creation. And that was a great segue to talk about their 12-month content plan. So we did hands-on video training. Then we really dug into, okay, what does this look like, right? What are our themes each and every month? What type of content are we posting? What are we posting reels? Are we doing stories? What's the frequency? And I had everyone really focus on their frequency and really looking at the time that it would take to implement the plan that they wanted to implement. We also really dug into mapping out their strategy with a spreadsheet, which was just awesome. Then I brought up Christine George, and Christine is a email marketing machine. She is amazing at this, and this is something I feel very it's very near and dear to my heart as well. Social media is rented ground. We do not own it, and so a big prediction I have for 2026 is email marketing is going to be more important than ever before. Not spamming people, but sharing helpful information, being of value, being a helpful resource. How do we do that and also move the needle forward with our business? So we had a great conversation about that. Then we finished up the day. Marguerite Martin came back up again. We talked all about content that converts, right? So as we think about, yesterday she talked about our 5-year vision, our 1-year action plan, building a business that we love. And part of that is putting out content that you love, content that brings you joy, content that's helpful. And also, how do we track that content to move the needle forward in our business? Wrapped up the day talking about being brave. Look, at the end of the day, it's all about putting yourself out there. It's all about taking risks. It's all about done is better than perfect. Progress, not perfection. And it's about having a plan and having a strategy. We finished up the day with a big celebration. So we all got in some Ubers and we headed to downtown, the original Vegas downtown, Fremont Street area. And we visited a place I had never been before. Dun, da, da, da. It was the Mob Museum. This was so cool, you guys. So we walked in. It was like taking a step back in time. And as we walked through the bar area, I realized that Paul, my better half, had set up an amazing private VIP area. It was like a speakeasy, you guys. It was amazing. Look at these leather couches. It was just such a cool place to relax. I love the vibe after a busy, full few days. Took some selfies, took some group pictures. We even took a little tour of the museum as well. Had some amazing food. Finished up the night, gave everyone hugs and high fives and selfies. And Paul and I headed back to the Bellagio. We had to take one more trip through the Holiday Conservatory, the Bellagio Conservatory. It was so fun. Paul and I were just chatting about what an amazing time it had been, the transformation that we have seen through the folks who come to our mastermind. We're just so incredibly grateful for our amazing speakers and friends and attendees. We couldn't have done it without you. It was just an amazing experience. So can't wait for next year. Get on the wait list if you're not on the wait list yet for next year. Until next